we've got to jump in real quick, so hit that subscribe button before Trump and his team try to take this down. Fani Willis humiliating Trump and experts reacting to that, making it clear that down in Georgia, Trump's effort to take down Fani Willis, which we know has been going on for weeks and months, if not longer, is failing miserably. This effort is connected to the fact that he hates when anyone holds him accountable, but especially when a person who is a black woman holds him accountable.
It's so interesting because you could definitely get from her testimony, Lisa, that she was angry for a number of reasons, and many of them she didn't bring up. She obviously doesn't like being lied about. She obviously doesn't like having her personal life dragged out into the open and also lied about. She mentioned several times in her testimony that she's had to move a lot because of death threats, even before the election trial began, because of other trials that she's presided over. I mean, this has been a tough job for her. And then to hear, this sideshow happen to try and delay the election interference case, this is her point of view. She was just, absolutely PO'd and got up on the stand because she was like, damn it, I'm just going to have to tell my own story to these people. Let's talk about these people. The Trump attorneys seemed bumbling. They seemed unprepared. They seemed completely surprised that she took the stand and had absolutely nothing prepared for her. They kept asking her the same questions over and over again, and they would talk about her cash, the cash that she kept in her home. Through the course of her life, she said she had anywhere between $500 cash during hard times up to $15,000 maybe in her apartment during really good times, maybe on average $6,000 to $9,000. But she never walked around with it except on vacation. At the most, she spent $2,500 cash when they went on a trip. That was to pay him back for it. But most of the time, she didn't carry around this cash, but she kept it where she lived. And let's talk about where she lived. She couldn't live in her home. She couldn't live in her home because this election interference trial has caused a danger to her life. So if you're wondering why she's angry, is that this has led to such an upheaval in her life in so many different ways to serve and to try and take this case to fruition, and then to have this happen, that would cause someone to be very, very angry. I know I'm going to get to a question, but I just want to point out, it's bad when you turn on Fox News and they start talking about her demeanor, her behavior, her looks.
Of course, Judge McAfee issued a decision earlier.
And listening to this oral argument before the judge in this hearing today that's trying to lay out reasons that the Trump team and another defendant believe that this should be dismissed on First Amendment grounds. I want to go to our panel here who is champing at the bit to weigh in. There's a lot to unpack here on what we have seen. The primary point, of course, being that they believe that the First Amendment, the Trump counsel believes the First Amendment and protected speech should not be overturned or not be undermined by the indictment. Let's go to Ellie Honig first. Ellie, tell me what you are seeing here and hearing through these arguments today.
So, Laura, the core argument that we just heard from Donald Trump's lawyers is that everything he's being prosecuted for here is protected First Amendment political speech. And you heard the lawyer argue that even if the speech is false, even if it's unpopular, it's still protected. Now, the response from the prosecutors, from the DAs here, is that no, he crossed the line to where his speech became part of the charge.
Watch all of this. There's some coverage of the events leading up to today, but it culminates in a shocking courtroom moment in the last couple of minutes. That's going to make it very worth it. It'll put a smile on your face. And my goodness, guys, it takes Trump a big step closer to prison.